Alright, y'all, so today we're going to get into this video. Little reaction. 17 steal a car for TikTok. Total chaos. If you're new here, my name is Carlos. I react to videos once in a while. I've been doing it lately to gain watch hours and subscribers, I ain't gonna lie. So if you do that, I appreciate it. The original video will be tagged down below. Alright, let's get into it.
Nearly missed the vehicle, slid out of control. Stop! I'm releasing the dog!
Midday on April 10th, 2022, officers from the Glendale Police Department in Wisconsin received a call for help. The caller witnessed a female in a pink sweatshirt leaning into a freshly broken window of a vehicle that was in a parking lot of a shopping complex. When the officer arrives on the scene, they begin patrolling the area for suspicious activity. Before long, they find two males who were interacting with a green Hyundai. Upon the officer's arrival, the two males jumped into a Kia Optima that appears to have a total of 7 passengers. The officer also noticed that the Kia had a smashed window, indicating that the vehicle was likely stolen. The Kia then leaves the parking lot at a
Is this the Kia boys? Y'all know who the Kia boys are, right? Go look at the Kia boys if you guys don't know who the Kia boys are.
high rate of speed. This gives the officer enough probable cause to pursue the vehicle.
Wrong way on Silver Spring, approach report, I'm terminating. Frank Paul, 74838, out of Illinois.
God damn, they dipping. They
Wrong way on Silver
dipping.
Spring, continuing, bound in the east. I am not in pursuit, I'm just following, continuing west in the east. Coming up on heavy traffic, occupied about 5 times. They're continuing in the wrong lanes of traffic. There's heavy traffic coming. I'm only following, not in pursuit. West and the east. They got a flat tire. Back, left side and driver's side. Front is flat. They're continuing west in the east, not in pursuit. It's a Kia Illinois plates. They have now corrected back into lanes, correct lanes of travel.
At this point, the officer loses track of the vehicle. Luckily, officers got a call in from a witness that stated they saw a dark gray Kia traveling at high speeds in another location minutes later. This leads to officers locating the vehicle once again. They continue to pursue at speeds reported to be up to 100 miles per hour.
God damn, they flying.
From Sydney. I'll be in pursuit again.
Them boys ain't playing.
No traffic out here. Speeds are 70 and climbing. Already past the 2500 block eastbound on the mill. They have 2 flat tires on the driver's side. They're going wrong lanes into traffic again. There's no traffic though. They're coming up to 1 car on the mill that's going west. They're going east. They're approaching Green Bay. A red light on Green Bay. They're approaching. They're slowing down. They're going to be going south on Green Bay, the wrong lanes of traffic. I'm going to be terminating and coming up to heavy traffic.
They're all like, hell no, I ain't going to jail today, but I don't think they're going to get away, y'all. They about to get their ass jammed up. That's what's about to happen.
I'm at 4 with this picture in. 10-4, just following, not in pursuit. They're coming up to traffic. They're south on Green Bay, coming up to Bender in the wrong lanes of travel. Alright, we are east on Bender. I'm back in pursuit. They're on the the correct lanes of travel. East on Bender, approaching the Parkway. 2 flat tires. Frank Paul, 74838 out of Illinois.
And they going strong with the flat tires.
Travel. We are continuing east. We're in the correct lane of travel now. East on Bender, approaching Sunny Points. Their car is falling to pieces right now. They just lost their back tire and their back bumper.
The way he said it. their car is falling to pieces right now. Damn, that shit's falling apart.
Bender, passing Bittersweet. Speeds are 80. No traffic out here. Correct lanes of travel. Coming up to court. They're on rims right now, sliding. Coming up to a red light.
Hold on. The cop threw the thing. What is it called? The thing to pop the tires. They threw it in front of the cop car right here. I mean, in front of the. They threw it in front of the car, and the cop got pretty close to it. Look.
They're on rims right now, sliding. Coming up to a red light at Bender and Court. Nearly missed the vehicle, slid out of control.
Both officers decided to chase the suspects who ran off to the left. Here, you can see the other
Damn.
suspects stop running for a moment once they
Damn.
realize they are not yet being chased.
Damn, that sucks. I would have been so mad if I ran to the left and not to the right. Because now these dudes are getting chased over here to the left. That sucks.
In pursuit, drivers, black male, red sweater, black pants, short afro. We are running behind Ace, northbound. Police, stop! I'm releasing the dog! Driver, black male, red sweater.
The officers communicate and coordinate as to where the other suspects had run off to in hopes of capturing all 7.
750.
In pursuit. Landmark ready unit. Landmark.
Get on the f***ing ground! Get on the f***ing ground! Get down! Get down!
Car, I have one.
Get down!
Okay,
God
down.
damn. That boy was not playing. He ran up with the strap out and everything. Look. Hold on. Double back. Look at that shit.
Car, I have one.
Get down!
Okay, I'm down.
Is that a little dramatic or am I tripping? It might be a little dramatic.
Down.
Camera 160. I believe 2 passengers ran from my location. I see a citizen pointing cell phone on my bell.
750. In pursuit. Landmark ready unit.
I ain't gonna lie. They getting loose on them. They got some wheels on them.
Stop running! Stop running! Stop running! Put your hands behind your back.
He messed up. He should have not tripped over. He done messed up.
Location, I see a citizen pointing cell phone on my bell. 794, I got 1 female in custody.
So that's all it takes for them to catch 1 or 2. And they gonna snitch on the whole entire crew. That's usually how it works. People don't know how to keep their mouth shut nowadays, you know. People are committing crimes, don't know how to keep their mouth shut, and end up taking everyone down with them.
The black male wearing a pink hooded sweatshirt just cut eastbound from mid block on the way down.
One second, I'm in the backyard. Let me get an address. Hands! Let me see your hands! Get on the fucking ground! You on the ground! Now! On your face! All 3! I got 3 behind an address. Get an address! All 3! Out! Let's go! No! Hands up! You crawl out on your knees. Let's go!
I don't understand why they would stop right there. Like for me personally, like I have no reason to run from the cops, but I've not had stopped. I would have kept my ass running and running and running and running, so I knew I was good. They tripping.
I don't care, you're small, let's go! On the ground! Let's go. Come off from underneath there, on your face, sprawled out.
East of the 5-point squad behind the
Go to the block just north of the railroad tracks and come east.
Crawl out this way, bud. You, crawl out over here.
1 second, let me get an exact address.
Stay there. Move over here.
You got them at gunpoint?
I got it.
We're behind the house on the northwest corner. No, I got 3 at gunpoint and 2 other officers with me. Behind the house. All 3.
One, two, three.
Hands out in front. Hands out in front. I'm not asking again. Let's go. All right. Currently, we got 1 gray t-shirt, black pants. 1 striped black and white with gray pants. 1 black shirt, light blue pants.
Okay. That gun, you just scared me, y'all. Shoot you.
Only if you got a gun. You got a gun? Well, then you ain't got nothing to fucking worry about, do you?
Do all of that.
Well, maybe you just ran, almost hit another car.
According to court documents, all
Damn, bro. All 7 passengers were eventually caught.
7 passengers were eventually caught. Between the 7 suspects involved, 6 were charged with operating a vehicle without consent as a passenger.
Y'all think they deserve what they had coming for them? What do y'all think?
6 of the suspects were charged with resisting an officer by running on foot, with the 7th not being charged as they stayed in the vehicle when it initially spun out. One of the passengers was charged with the possession of THC. The driver of the vehicle was charged with fleeing an officer, first-degree recklessly endangering safety, operating a vehicle without consent as the driver, and resisting an officer. All, if not most of the suspects involved were under the age of 18, and at least 1 passenger is as young as 12 years old during the incident.
God damn.
Because of this, it
That's what you call a YN right there, boy.
appears most of the court records have been redacted. Of all their court records, only 2 were able to be found. One of the defendants pled and was found guilty of eluding an officer and was sentenced to 40 days of community service. Unfortunately, that particular
Damn, bro.
individual currently
That's why kids say out here, like, just say committing crimes, because that's a slap on the wrist. 40 days of community service. I'm just saying, like, I don't think that's going to teach you a lesson. You know what I mean?
is going through the court system for a different incident they were supposedly involved with in January of 2023. Allegedly, they operated a vehicle without consent and resisted an officer. The other defendant we have information on had their charges dismissed but read in. This means that they were not sentenced, but the charges would stay on the record and be considered if they were to commit another crime in the future. For this particular defendant, it only took them about 3 weeks to be caught driving a vehicle without the owner's consent and fleeing an officer, both of which they were found guilty of due to a guilty plea. For this, that individual was sentenced to serve 12 months in prison, with an additional 12 months with extended supervision. However, that sentence was suspended or stayed, and the individual will now serve 24 months probation. Additionally, their license has been revoked for 6 months.
Well, that's that, y'all. So, yeah, if you guys want to see the original video, it will be tagged down below. But that's it for now. That was the video. That was the end of it. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we gone.